All right, so this is an experiment to see. I just want to see how long this phone goes for. It's a spare. Oh, it's not a spare. Well, no, technically this one has a different job than the other phone. Oh my god, and I replaced my ringtone today. Oh, it's my most favorite ringtone ever. Do you ever watch regular show on Cartoon Network? They did a skit. Mordecai and Rigby, they did a skit where they came up with a ringtone. Ringtone, pick up your phone. And then Cartoon Network, they were fucking geniuses about it. They threw that shit up on fucking CartoonNetwork.com so that you can put it on your phone. So for years, I had the Mordecai and Rigby song for my ringtone, and I just figured out how to put it back on. I knew how to do it before, I just wasn't doing it right. I forgot about the part that you have to restart the phone so that it recognizes the file on reboot. It's like when you install a piece of software on your computer. Sometimes it requires... Do people have computers anymore? I guess only gamers and hackers. And obviously software engineers, digital designers, anyone that actually works in the tech industry would have a fucking computer. But not for work. So all my experience, like, I mean, not that I'm not fucking tech literate. Excuse me. I just take my computers very seriously. Upgrades, shit like that. Hardware, mostly. More expensive, more better. Kind of how that works. I mean, it also helps to know where the shit goes. I mean, god damn it. You can spend you can drop a couple $100 on a fucking, what? This. You can drop a couple $100 on a fucking graphics card. It's a good idea to know where it goes. I mean, it's like a car, I guess. No, I think it's exactly like a car. It's literally the same thing. Except one drives, the other one doesn't. Well, I mean, depends on how you... They both have engines, they both have motors. Things that turn. They both require a fan to keep from overheating. Let it run. Yeah, they both need electricity to some degree. I'm better with computers than I am with cars. My last one was pretty dope. Had a liquid cooling system in it. I fucking love that thing. I wanted one with a fucking liquid cooling system for so fucking long, and I finally had one. like a birthday present or just, you know what, treat yourself. Just fucking treat yourself. I think it was like $1,400. I think I only paid $12 for it though. I think there was a holiday sale going on. Totally fucking worth it. I think it came with The Witcher 3 installed on it too. What do you need all that for? Oh, for fucking gaming. That was the idea behind it. Plus, I was going to use it for music production too, but... and I started... but I set the fucking bar for myself really high, so it's like... if I don't achieve XYZ results within ZYX time frame, it's like... no, I'm not ready for that yet. I haven't put it off. I haven't completely discarded on that. I have criteria I want to meet. You know, to be perfectly honest. No, that's not true. That's not true. I mean, there's a shit ton of fucking online resources, though. I mean, I do have some of the things I need. Well, no, because the thing is when I was producing music on a regular basis, I was mad at myself because I didn't know music theory, and I didn't know how to read music. And I thought that by learning those things, that it would improve on my music production capabilities. And over the years, I've slowly been picking away at it. Slowly. I mean, as quickly as I can. I mean, I probably know more about music than most people who don't. Music theory, at least, like... it's not a lot. But... I mean, it's a foundation. Yeah, exactly. I just don't know sound engineering the way that I'd like to. And I don't know music theory as in-depthly as I would like to. Get a book. Yeah, I have them. Get classes. I have them. I've had them. I haven't gotten around to finishing them yet. One I got like about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. No, 2020. I got it on sale too. Then it's that ear training. That's another thing that's like, oh my God. It seems dreadful. But then again, I mean, to improve on my I did an experiment once to improve my astrology skills. And I got the idea from ear training. So ear training, it's like, there's 7 notes. The 7 notes of music. And the idea is to train your ear to be able to differentiate between them. So that when you listen to it, you can tell, oh, okay, that's an A. Or a G sharp. Ah, B flat. And it's in the second octave. I mean, essentially, astrology works the same way. Like, it's just a different kind of. Well, it's a different kind of music. And I guess, realistically. Now, I'm just thinking back to Pythagoras, because Pythagorean theory is kind of. Part of it revolves around the interrelationship between music and astrology. It's demonstrated with the Circle of 12s, I think it's called. Something like that. Something like that. I don't remember. I think it's Circle of 12s. I don't know how to see it just yet, but I've looked at graphs and charts that made me go, oh, okay, yeah, I can see it. Circle of fifths? Is that it? It'll come to you. Yeah, and because music is sound, I mean, basically it's all the theory is theoretical anyway. I mean, you can apply music theory to fucking anything else if you can see it conceptually. And I wouldn't be surprised if music theory is all that different from color theory. Yeah, I guess that would make sense because you got analog color, digital color. Got an analog sound, digital sound. Oh. There's organic color. Organic sound. Those are also things. I mean, natural color, natural sound. Presuming that any sound or color produced digitally or analogously, would be artificial. Kind of like the difference between natural lighting and artificial lighting. And they all come from the same source. I mean, sound, light, color, they're all the same thing. Just different variations and oscillations. What the fuck is this, man? Like, what the fuck? You know people have been walking. Why the fuck would you leave that shit there? What is it? It's a fucking tree. Or multiple trees. I don't fucking know. Like, everything here is falling apart. The solution? Solution, slash and burn this motherfucker. Everything's dead and fucking mutated. Fuck's that? It's a soundboard? Huh? It's a stereo, I guess. Control, power, service, interface, broadband. I don't know. Router. Heavy duty router. Why would they just leave that there? Cause fuck it. Cause fuck it. Same reason that we put a fucking giant fucking tower that does some shit that has something coming out of it. I don't fucking know. Or leave a paint bucket over there. Garbage. Anybody leave me a joint today? I have found joints here. How have my days been? I've been fucking sick. I'm still sick. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this for a whole fucking hour. I'm gonna. Why are you smoking if you're sick? Plant medicine. Tobacco. I think it's COVID. Yeah, but it sounds like cancer. That's what my dad said too. No, when I cough, I have that, I can feel the congestion coming up. And it tastes sick. Plus the coughing that I was doing the other night when I couldn't get out of bed for the one day. Like, I don't know if I had a fever or not. I didn't take my temperature or anything, but I was fucked up. I had absolutely no power. But a lot of it was in my head. Because I know that a lot of like, any kind of sickness, it's all in your head. It's basically all placebo. And then you just make it worse. That's really how it goes. But no, I wasn't really sick. My body was getting better. That's how I looked at it. That's how it felt. It was getting better by getting rid of all the shit that was like built up in me. Because there was a lot of mental shit going on too. Because I had my gummies during it, which was good because it helped give me a mental advantage over it. And I try to really break down, like, why is it that I'm going through this right now? Aside from being sick and unhealthy, what are some other like potential possibilities for why this is happening right now? And looking at what time of the year it is, what time of the month it is. Let's see if we can make a different kind of sense out of it. Instead of fucking being all doom and gloom like everybody. Oh my God, you're sick. You're dying. I know that when I was lying there, because there was a point where my headphones fucking died. I had to just fucking lie there with no sound in the dark. Just me, my blanket, and my unicorn. I go to get comfortable. My body was all types of fucking like achy and quaky. My chest hurt. It hurt when I coughed. It hurt when I breathed. Like, it was fucking terrible. So imagine what was going through my head at the same time. Plus I was eating my gummies, different kind of plant medicine, and I was smoking. I couldn't finish a whole cigarette. I can only smoke like maybe half. Or 2/3. But I kept thinking, like, let's imagine this is getting the cancer out of you. I mean, worst case, you die. Oh, and I remember feeling like this tension around my heart, too. But I've been doing a lot of heart opening work over the past couple years, so I didn't immediately jump to the conclusion that it was a bad thing. Even though my arm did start to tingle. Let's try to see it from a different perspective. Because I know I've been doing a lot of astrology work around tapping into my fucking core wound. Oh, that's what we were doing. Breaking through the core wound. And that's your core. It's your heart. It's the other core. It's French. So what I started to see was that core. What happened?
Ringtone, pick up your phone. Ringtone, pick up the phone. Ringtone, pick up your phone. Ringtone, pick up the phone.
Ting 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 beep 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 boop.
Pick up your telephone because you hear your ringtone. Ringtone, pick up your.
I love that. Why didn't you pick it up? Because there's an 800 number. What the fuck do I... I told you, that's my favorite ringtone. So when it goes off, even in the old days, like if it would, I wouldn't always pick it up. I would just sit there and listen to it. Sing along. Ting 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 beep beep boop. That's so cool. I wish I made it up. But what I started to see it as, what I used to see it as is like, I think that's a synchronicity. I mean, you could count it as one. Well, I was saying this morning how what? What were you saying? No, I was just saying this morning how because I was thinking this morning how cool that would be is if something like that would happen, and what are the chances of that actually happening? While I was recording. Pretty good, apparently. A lot better than I was expecting. I forgot all about that. Was that before or after I thought I had the idea to put that on my phone? No, that's been on my mind for a little while, for a couple weeks now. At least a week or two. Every time I plug my phone into my laptop, I go, can we please try to put that song back on here again? That ringtone? Please? Yeah, I'll get to it. And then even this morning, it popped up in my head again, and I'm like, ugh, can we do it later? No, do it now. All right. If we wait till later, you're not going to do it. Yeah, you're right. I keep doing that. sick. Yeah, so I started to see it, like, I saw that achy thing, and I started to go, you know what? Fucking do it. Heart attacks, they run on my dad's side. Actually, I think it's cancer that runs on my dad's side. But it just happens to be that him and his father just happen to put themselves in professions that led to them having the exact same issue, but my father died of cancer, where his father died of a massive heart attack. But the only thing that saved my father from a massive heart attack was that he went to the hospital. Because of the cancer, a packet of fluid grew around his heart as a symptom of the lung cancer. Because he never went to the doctor. The last time he went to the doctor was in the 80s, is what he said. But knowing my father, like, I don't doubt it. Doctors were only there for in case shit happens. For like, oh fuck. Oh shit. Whoa. But at the same time, I think cancer is something else. I think cancer actually comes from fear. It comes from like repressed feelings. That's a combination of it. Yeah, this is the smoking and the asbestos. Towers. But I think they also had repressed shit going on too. I don't know everything there is to know about my father, but he definitely had some repressed shit going on. That's for sure. Daddy issues for one. Oh, I forgot I'm playing Daddy this weekend. What? Why would you even say that? In front of a 7-year-old, no less. Like, what? Huh? Oh, you want to talk about daddy issues? Oh, my little rocket scientist. Fuck you. You tell your mommy I was picking on you? You can tell your mommy that I was picking on you? Huh? That time I used your ashes as a fucking magic circle during an exorcism. So I can get your fucking monkey off my back. So I can fucking live my life for once. Without having you fucking standing over my shoulder. Oh, and then I put some of your ashes in a shot of rum. And then I knocked that fucker back. And then stripped down butt-ass naked and forced me to the most horrendous, rancid shit I could think of. The daddy be gone ritual. Or get daddy off your back ritual. But, I mean, if we're gonna go all the way back there, there was a purpose for that. It wasn't just, to fucking take a shit on my father's memory. It was also to wake up some of my daddy's spirit that was inside of me that was asleep. I mean, I hope that doesn't mean that my son has to eat my body. That would be weird. To gain my powers. Maybe after I'm dead. Maybe while I'm alive. That'd be fucked up. I've seen it. Actually, I don't know if I've seen it before. But I can see it. Nah, I can definitely see it. I mean, I did once think about hiring a hitman to kill my father. Then I realized they were too expensive, so then I thought about a junkie. But then I thought that wasn't a good idea. It was fun to think about, though. When you live with someone like that, like, I mean, we share a fucking room. I slept on a fucking air mattress next to his bed. Lived in a one-bedroom apartment. And I worked with the man for his tile business. Like, I just didn't stop. You can't fucking get away. I just move out. I couldn't. I was working a job I wasn't getting paid for. Doing what I loved. Which had its own benefits to it. So I couldn't just fucking walk away from all that shit. So how the hell was I gonna pay for it? Daddy wasn't gonna pay for my rent anywhere else. No, I'm not saying it wasn't spoiled. Of course I was. Daddy loves spoiling his babies. Fucking guy paid my HOA fees for like fucking almost 10 years. Till he died. I had to. Yeah. I give it another 2 days. Tomorrow I'll probably be a lot better. Wednesday I should probably be completely back to normal. This is fucking tiring though. I mean, this is day 3. Day 1 was the worst. I felt it coming on. Like, I didn't feel it coming on. I did notice I was coughing more. But I also, now that I think about it, I do remember a report in the early stages of COVID where they were saying that smokers had a higher chance of not catching COVID for one reason or another. I don't fucking know. Blood medicine. Even the news says it. Said it. They may have retracted that. I had a feeling because I remember hearing that going, yeah, that's not going to last long. But I did put it in my back pocket just in case. Unless history changed. It's possible. That happens from time to time. Like that time Dick Cheney shot the guy in the face with a shotgun. I think they were hunting quails. Fucking blasted the dude. They say in the news he peppered the man. Nah, nigga, he fucking shot him in the face. That's what he did. With a fucking, with the quail rifle. That reminds me of that time that George W. Bush, he had a fucking black eye from somewhere. I think that there's something, some conspiracy fucking movie I was watching. It might have been an Alex Jones movie, but I remember there was this epidemic where people were just fucking popping up with fucking black eyes. Like George Bush had a black eye. I think Dick Cheney had a black eye. The Pope had a black eye. What the fuck's that other guy? There was some other guy that had a black eye. A lot of, like, important people, they were doing interviews and they just had, like, the remnants of a black eye left. And nobody brought it up. I had to look into that. God. I can feel it in my head still. Did you take a gummy? Yeah. Yeah, I took a gummy. I was playing Jedi Survivor, trying to extract wisdom from the Force by playing a game about the Force, and it fucking worked. Would you believe you live in the Star Wars universe? Or would you believe you live in the universe that the Star Wars universe is modeled after? Then you just know that anytime the Force is brought up, the Force is actually talking to you through whoever the medium is, the channel is. And there was some really good insights so far. So I played that on the hardest difficulty, Grandmaster. Because the challenge of it is exactly what this guy is going through. Like, he's fighting against the dark side, and the dark side is to give up because things are too difficult. Because that's been the theme so far. He tried kidnapping a senator in the beginning of the game, and he's like, "You can never win. Just surrender. It's what I did, and my people are alive." Yeah, but your people hate you. But they're alive. Oh. Are they? In the traditional sense. Their hearts are beating. From a clinical perspective, yes. They're alive. Go you. But the idea is not to give up just because it's too difficult. That's why you crank that bitch on the hardest difficulty. And then you didn't even know that easy existed, so it doesn't even matter. I tried that once with Wolfenstein. Whoosh. But then again, I was also playing with a controller, not a mouse. And you play a game like fucking Wolfenstein, you want a controller. I mean a mouse. More precise aiming. Game development? Yeah, I've already thought about that. It requires a lot of work. training in things that I don't have training in. You fucking dog. Imposter syndrome. You used to say the same thing about writing. I don't have the right skills. I don't have the right training. Yeah, but this is different. It's like trying to like intuit how to speak German. Touché. There are rules and concepts to it that you gotta kind of grasp. Fair enough. But the only way to do that is to get doing. You are correct. You are very correct. Well, just so happens that I watch a one-man video game developing team that I'm subscribed to on YouTube. I've never once watched any of one of his videos, but I subscribe to him just in case one day in the future I needed to. Or to make a video game about? Me! It'd be the fucking best game ever. Because it'd all be based on true life. Whoa, like a role-playing text adventure. Choose your own adventure. Dude, I don't even think it would even need graphics. I mean, it'd be cool with graphics, but I don't think it would even need graphics. I think it would actually be better. Whoa. No, I was just thinking of like a pen and paper, like a tabletop RPG. Whoa. Whoa, it's a good thing I bought all those tabletop RPG books to figure out the concepts of how they work. I was wondering why I did that. I mean, I knew why I wanted to do it, but it didn't even make any sense at the time. Yeah, back in 2020, I went on this binge of that I like started buying all these tabletop role-playing game rule books because I wanted to see the complexity of them, because video game RPGs pretty much run off the same basic concepts, but it's like, oh my god, that's such a good idea. But what? A piece of software that unlocks features. That is such a smart idea. The best way to use the goddamn software is to fucking explore it. That's how you're supposed to explore it. That's how you're supposed to learn software, by exploring it. Exploring it and then exploiting it to do what you want it to do. I'm thinking in my head like a program like Photoshop, right? Like you go into Photoshop, you take a fucking bunch of classes, and they'll teach you Photoshop, but at the same time, just hear me out. Are you really learning Photoshop? What you're doing is you're learning how somebody wants you to learn it. And for all intents and purposes, that's what it's there to do. It's there to do the things that you're learning. But at the same time, how could you repurpose it? How would you repurpose a piece of photo editing software? You'd have to... No, without having to fucking break in and recode shit. Well, maybe you would have to do that. No, that reverse engineer it. Think about what it is that it does, and then repurpose it. This idea is coming to my head to look at programs that are already written and to look for consistencies. Consistencies? Look for what? Patterns. That fuck. Where are you coming up with this? I don't know. It's just coming to my head. I mean, I get it, but I don't know if you can do that in a compiler. I think there's software. I think you can look at the hex code thing. Yeah, but I don't know how to read that. You might not need to. I don't know about all that. No, but I mean, those aren't bad things to know. You probably do cool shit with it. When are we supposed to find the time to do all this? By giving stuff up. What do you want me to say? Like, what do I have to give up? You can give up doing this. Could do that. Do you have to? Not necessarily. I mean, look at it like one of those things. Is when you're supposed to work on it, the time to work on it will present itself. You're working on it right now. I mean, technically, this is working on it. Every great thing started as an idea. Even this tower started as an idea. And then that idea had to be nurtured and groomed and then reshaped and like formed, molded into something. Right? The ideas that you're having right now, they may not be of any practical use other than just for brainstorming, but yeah. But think of it like this, is that there's going to come a point where everything that you're talking about and like tossing around in your head is going to come in handy for something else. Reverse engineering, how has that served you so far? It helps with my spiritual quest. It helped me with forming my religion. It helps me with understanding people. It helps me with understanding myself so that I can better understand people. Basically helps me with understanding everything. Alright, so you're on to something. I had this thought of just reverse engineering learning. I wonder if it's possible to learn programming just from listening to an audiobook. I mean, you get the theory behind it. I think. I mean, that's what makes sense. Octaves. The idea of octaves is coming to my mind. It's like a note. What's an octave? There's 7 notes of music, right? There's only 7. So how do they get all those sounds? How do they make all that music with all just 7 notes? Because you got a thing called octaves too, which then doubles the amount of notes that you have, essentially. Every time that you move up or down an octave, what you're doing is you're doubling the amount of notes that you have access to. So which is increasing the range of sound that you create. Because an octave, all an octave is just playing a note at twice the speed. So it has a higher or lower pitch. It's the pitch. The pitch is like the frequency, right? Yeah, I think so. What's the frequency? The frequency is the rate of oscillation, the rate in between waves. Between the sound waves. When they're closer together, they have a higher pitch. That means they play faster. When they're twice as close to each other, right? When they're condensed, I don't, how do you explain that? The rate of vibration. So the A note vibrates at a specific rate, and then if you double that rate of speed that it plays at, double the rate that it plays at, right? Double the I don't know the right words. This is what I'm talking about. Like I know the idea. I have the concept in my head. It's like driving a car, right? Right? It's not like driving a car whatsoever, but the analogy is sound, I think. Right? You got a car that's going 10 miles an hour, and then you have a car going at 20 miles an hour. Then you have the car go at 20 miles an hour. You're doubling the rate of its momentum. The acceleration? No. Yeah. So the length, the length of the note, the speed of the note, the speed or the length. I mean, you could prolong it by adjusting the sustain. The sustain, it's how long that a note carries out for after you hit a key or pluck a string. It's how long the sound sustains before it decays. It's like it comes in a three-phase process. There's gain, which is like how it comes in, how long it sustains, and then the decay is when it balances itself out. But an A played in the first octave is going to be twice as slow as the A note played in the second octave. But at the same time, twice as fast as an A played in the negative second octave, right? Pretty sure. No, I think you got it. All right. And it's kind of just a matter of learning to hear the notes. You did it! You mastered music theory. Basics. Fundamentals. Keywords. Concepts. Principles. Invisible laws. All right. So what was that? I think that was. What's the words coming to my head are reverse engineering the little that you do know to understand it better. Breaking it down and putting it back together again. I think you did a really good job at it. I mean, I saw it in my head. I understood exactly what the fuck you were talking about. I mean, the thing about programming, though, like, I don't remember, there's inputs and outputs and ifs, ands. If this happens, then that has to happen. If this criteria is met, this thing will happen a second time. It's called a loop. There's arrays. I think arrays are packets of data containers. I think arrays is where I dropped out. Don't worry about it. I think you're smart enough to figure out what it is now. Well, I think, I'm glad you said that, because I think one of the problems back then was that I think one of the things that they didn't explain was that these are like visual concepts. And I think that goes a lot with learning, is like, if you're not grasping the visual aspect of it, if you're not like seeing how it all clicks together, then are you actually getting anything out of it? It's like when I was taking this class on middle school physics. I've only watched like maybe 6 videos. They're like 3-4 minute videos, but I don't know. I kind of figured out just watching those couple classes on the foundational principles of physics. I mean, I was able to fucking come up with some really cool astrology correlations. And I figured out how to explain to myself how and why a retrograde in astrology is actually important. It has value to it. More than just being an optical illusion. Yeah, because I think if you can get the concepts down in your head, then the memorizing part, I mean, technically you can call it whatever the fuck you want, like a variable, for instance. Like a variable is a variable. It's just a container for value. What it means, what it is, it's literally an invisible container that can hold not any value, but value up to a certain quantity, I suppose. I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe I guess it's possible that, I mean, in terms of like digital physics, metaphysics, the metaphysics of fucking computing, that a variable could, in theory, hold an infinite quantity of value? Well, yeah. I mean, real life it does. I don't know about digital metaphysics, but in human reality it does. God's just a word. You take the whole religious thing out of it for a second, right? Let's have a grounded conversation about this one. Is the word God? It's a container that holds a value. It's like dog. Like your dog's not really a dog. Your dog Dog is a word that describes an organism that we don't entirely understand. Of course not. It's impossible to fully understand a dog without being a dog. I know. That's what I mean. The word dog is a container of value. When you think of the word dog, there's an image that comes to your mind. Right now, it's a fucking mini schnauzers coming into my head. So it works the exact same way. To kind of like bridge the gap, like a variable in programming and coding, whatever the fuck you want to say it. Coding is this and programming is that. I don't care. The word God is a variable that holds a container of value that is infinite and unknowable. Guess. But you don't really know. That's the point. It's like, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck it is. There's people that worship it. What's God? I don't fucking know. What the fuck are you asking me for? Ask God. When I ask God what he is, he tells me he's a psychic vampire. Who's actually a dragon with a lion's face. And that his true identity is the entity known as Satan. And using sophisticated, ancient technology, he convinced the world that he doesn't actually exist. By standing around and doing seemingly nothing. Because running a universe is easy. Solar system. Planet. I don't think it's all that hard either. It's kind of just do. I got this tick bite. Oh my god, man. I got this motherfucker like almost a month and a half ago. Fucker. Oh, I forgot. I'm wearing my Bury the Hatchet socks. One's black and one's blue. One's Jesus and one's the devil. And they're fist bumping. Boop. Bury the hatchet. God could have two favorite sons. Personalities. Variables? Yeah, you're trying to learn how to program by not doing it. Is that what you think we should go do? Well, you keep seeing those ads for that Python. You want to learn Python really bad. I know you do. I do. So fucking bad. Why? Why? Because I was in a bookstore one day and I went over to the learning section and I saw a book on Python and it said like 4 or 7 books on Python. And I think it said neural networking on there. And I'm like, what? What'd you just say? And then I flipped through the index, the table of contents, and there's like a fucking whole chapter on how to create digital neural networks. And I'm like, whoa, holy shit. This like literally, I love this idea. This mirrors a delusion I've had of creating a neural network using programming languages, and there's a programming language that they use to make neural networks. I fucking love it. Which would really come in handy. I think would really come in handy. Because there's like certain things I can't do because there's no way to do it. He ain't breathing. Well, I ain't breathing. So, but yeah, I just check through it. Some other it's brand new. So we know we're making moves. Some monsters in this world. Show themselves and cause trouble. Monsters who abduct children. Monsters who devour trees. Monsters who suck blood. Monsters who will always tell lies. I got this idea for an orrery. What's an orrery? An orrery is you ever see those 3D models of the solar system? But one used for keeping track of time. But I can't put that together outside of my head. And digital space is a good canvas to put what's in there into digital space. Because if you put it into digital space, then it's just a matter of just like, all right, now how do we get it out of that? I don't know anything about any of these things. Apparently I know more than nothing. I don't want to say I don't know anything. I know the very basics, but I mean, at least we're able to put a fucking idea together. Some lady asked me yesterday, one of my groups on Facebook, not my group, it's her group, asking about where I want my income to be coming from. I don't know. I want my income to be coming from doing something that I love doing. Not doing all the same shit that everybody else is doing. Something that only I can do. How about that? Because it can only live in my head. Because my head's the only one big enough that it can all fit in there. Mr. Airhead. Yeah, that's my Aquarius side. Alright, so we're getting somewhere. This is the dumbest idea ever. That's why I love it. Why not write a piece of software? Why not figure out how to teach yourself all the things? Just don't. I like where you're going with it, but a piece of software to teach you about something I don't know anything about. Just go online. There's a bunch of people doing that. influx of all those like online courses and stuff. People fucking love that. That's a big thing. Yeah, but I think that's like the next. That's the death thralls of education. I think the next big thing is gonna be self-education. Learn what you need to know. Learn as much about something as you need to know. Like, you don't need to take it to a fucking master's. You don't need to be certified in anything. Fuck it. No, take what you need and be the fuck out. Nah, this isn't interested in me anymore. Sorry. Like, I was interested up to a point, but I haven't figured out how this next part's gonna help me, so I'm gonna go and just run with what I got. Like, what's a good example? Like BQH. Beyond Quantum Healing. Which is like a variation of QHHT. Which is Quantum Hypnotic Healing Technique. The latter was developed by Dolores Cannon as a means of past life regressive healing. This is a dope technique. BQH is like, I would imagine some would argue, is a watered down version. It's cheaper. But it's the same thing. The effects are similar. It's applying the same principles, but not restricting the end user to a script. It's more open source, where the WUD is traditionally used by itself. BQH is more free-flowing, in that you could incorporate it into other things, if you can figure out how to do it. So I never actually finished the training, but I got what I needed out of it. And I even had a session done on me. By someone else who actually knew what they were doing. Would I do it again? I don't know. Maybe I would. I liked working with her. I like listening to her too. She's French. A nice voice. But what I learned from her by having it done on me, in conjunction with what I had learned from the course itself, I started doing it to myself. And I started using it on myself. Which fucking helped. A lot. It helped me get over some serious shit. Do I call it BQH? Am I a BQH practitioner? No, I'm not certified. I didn't finish the training. I probably could. I only have a couple more classes left. Unless there's a time limit on it, but I don't think there is. It's visualization. It's putting a person into a somnambulistic state. You're not even going all the way under. You're fully awake the whole time. It's just allowing the pictures in your mind to actually come to the forefront It's fucking relaxing as fuck. That's really what it is. The facilitator is just there to kind of get the motor running, and then you do all the talking. The session's like fucking. Me and Esther, we went at it for like good 8-9 hours. I wasn't even done. Like, I could have kept going, but oh, and I did. I ended up going about. I ended up going. I finished myself because when I realized how easy it was, what it was that we were doing, I had already taken a couple classes in past life regression. And so I was familiar with it. At the time, I needed my handheld. I needed like guided meditation, basically. Basically what it is. I mean, if you really want to like simplify the fuck out of it, I mean, it's a lot more complex than that. Is it? I mean, if you're doing it by yourself, it's guided meditation with a specific objective. Like, you could do it on your own. That's the thing. I was actually just writing something today, like. On sales. I was writing about selling, and it's like, selling is what you do to people who don't need what you have. It's the facts. Selling is the art of making someone see things the way that you want to see them. I want you to think that you need me. I have to convince you that what I have is God in my pants. That's why I like, when I was working at Hugo Boss, I used to think, like, why the fuck are we getting commission? Like, this shit just sells itself. Like, I mean, granted, considering how much they pay, well, yeah, there you go. Yo, there's people that make a lot of money on commission. They got people who sell over $1 million worth of merchandise in a year. $1 million, $2 million, certain stores. I think he had like 5% commission on that too. There's motherfuckers that are balling doing that job. Yeah, but you get a place like fucking you get a place like Lancaster. I worked at this one outlet at Lancaster, and an outlet no less. They're paying commission in an outlet. Hey, it's competitive. It can be, depending on the time of year. But you go to a place like that, wintertime, they're making shit. You're just fucking sitting around all day. You might get one or two people in during a day, maybe. Some days you don't get any. And then you got some motherfucker calling you. Why didn't the store make money today? I don't know, because only one person came in. They didn't want what they had. And technically, I'm just the guy who's just fucking filling in space. Or am I? Because I know if we did a fucking survey of everybody that worked in that goddamn store with me, they would tell you that there was one motherfucker running the place. I'm angry about a manager's stipend that I didn't get. It wasn't even offered. Mind, it's only an extra $1.40 an hour. But I was in that motherfucker for 4 months. And I'm not saying I single-handedly trained the team that was there, that came in to fill in for, to take over for me, but it did take 5 people. It did take them hiring 5 people to finally go, all right, your last day is next week. Whew. I was actually just rereading my journals. I'm going through my Pisces sequence, which is all my journal entries from when there was a full quarter or new moon in Pisces over the past 5 years. And I just started with the last Pisces new moon, which was February 20th. And that was the day that I got the phone call. That was the day that I got the phone call that my last day in Lancaster was going to be on the 1st of March. Or that was going to be my first day home. My last day was the 28th, inventory. Because I was the only one with experience. Goddamn good thing too, because I think everybody would have walked out if I wasn't there. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Oof, there is resentment. And I didn't get paid to travel. Meanwhile, she's getting paid to travel. Why didn't anybody tell me? Look, because you're seasonal. What the fuck does that mean? She got told to fucking clock in as soon as she puts her foot on the train. That's a 4-hour trip. What? 3 hours, sorry. Mine's 4. 125 fucking hours of travel. Did you tell me you're not gonna pay me for 125 hours? What are you, fucking crazy? And I want my fucking retro pay. I want my fucking, I want a manager stipend retro paid for every hour that I was fucking there. Including my fucking travel. Then I want to be paid for fucking traveling on Easter. I go to fucking, I didn't have to. I went to go help out at a store in Merrimack in New Hampshire. A fucking 9-hour trip. Or 10 hours, I'm sorry. The one day it took fucking 12 because I layover. Oh, what about the fucking Marriott points that I had to use for my stay? At the hotel for 4 days. Because nobody was giving me a company credit card to fucking put my shit on. But why am I the asshole? And then it took me 4 weeks. It took me 4 weeks to get paid the back pay that I was clocked in for. What? Yeah, there's a little sting to that still. I still feel a sting. Oh, just give him this. Just give him that. Just give him the hours he was clocked in for, because shut him up. What? I just had to fucking email the goddamn compliance department again. Like, hey, what's going on? Thanks, I just got paid. I appreciate it. But there's still about like $3,000 that we haven't talked about yet. Before taxes. It comes out to like $3,500 before taxes. Like, I'll accept that you can't give it to me, but tell me why. And then give me documentation, back it up. That's it. I ain't asking for the fucking world. But I get it. I'm not everyone's priority, but I have to be my priority. And this is the way. Sorry. I can't rely on anyone else to prioritize me, so I have to prioritize me. If I'm gonna fucking have to fucking step on everyone's fucking day for a little bit and fucking shout in the goddamn blowhorn, so be it. But clearly, I'm not going to go away until I get my way one way or the other. Even if it's just sending me the fucking paperwork that says we can't do it because of this reason. Just a copy of the company guidelines that say that specifically I can't get paid because of X, Y, Z. All right, no problem. But I don't think you have them. Not yet. Oof. But, I mean, on the bright side, again, like I said, I could be wrong about that whole goddamn thing with Uncle Hugo. But on the bright side, I appreciate that the opportunity, the gods, granted me the opportunity to stand up for myself. Because it's not. What? So many. It's not all about the money. It's a lot of it's about fuck you. Fuck me, fuck you. Fuck me, fuck you, because you never know the next time you're going to hire another motherfucker like me. And they might be bigger assholes about it than I am. And especially considering the stories that I've heard. Nah, I don't like the business practices of that place. Very shady. From what I've seen. But then again, like the people, they bring it on themselves, the employees. They really do. You can't blame the company. People allow it to happen. I just decided I'm not going to allow it to happen. I could see how I could have. Like if I just like sat back and did absolutely nothing, it was like, you know what, fuck this. These guys aren't going to listen to me. I have no footing to stand on. I don't want to ruin my reputation. I don't want people to think weird things about me. Fuck it. Everybody I worked with thought I was fucking out of my mind anyway. Why didn't you take this job? My manager said to me, why didn't you take the manager job? I don't understand. Why? Because I wanted someone else to take it. They hired me to come here to hold down the store. I hired myself to do this just to fucking do it, to see what I could do. And my love, I am not disappointed. Even in the second store. Bro, I prayed to God to send me someone like you, and here you are. I'm going to do what I have to do to keep you here. Just here to fill space. And see what kind of magic I can make happen. Now let me do my thing. It's still going, an hour and a half. Good for me. All right, so what do we do when we get back? Beat the shit out of that Rancor, for one. Then pull a card. One of those late ones. I want to see what it says. I was feeling it this morning, but I kind of want to... I want to see what that is, what happens with that. Then... maybe it's just the environment. That could be it. Because I feel like things are more flowy out here than they are in there. They're very constricted. Space. Then what else? You know, maybe, how about this for a fucking wild idea? Read one of those books. Organize the fuck out of your desktop. It's a goddamn hot mess. You use use your inventory skills to fucking restore all the fucking inventory that's on your fucking computer. Ooh, a system. I love that. Then what? Look into those planetary hours. I kind of want to know why they work the way that they do. Why is it in that specific order? Who came up with it? And why is it like a couple hours off from what I know it to be? And then, as a matter of fact, I want you to go to that Astro Matrix app and find out what the time is on that. Because I got this feeling that it's not running off of fucking EST. Why, as a matter of fact, I feel like, and I, Smarty pants. I have a feeling that planetary time doesn't confine itself down to a time zone. That would actually, God damn it, that would probably help with Solomon. This all started with Solomon. This is still going. Well, I did clear out the entire fucking phone. I reset it to factory settings. Like, everything's wiped out. It's got all the space. We could probably record on here for like 3 hours. Alright, fuck it. Alright, because if we can figure out where... As a matter of fact, I think, and this could, I got a feeling it's going to be on UTC. I got a feeling that's what it's going to be. And I think that on the app, it's just showing me the equivalent to UST. Alright, I mean, EST. I get it. But then, why though? Why is it running off of that time? What makes that time so special? You probably had it and do him dirt. There's not a single thing that you can do. Foolish Little Girl by the Shirelles. You're smart. Yeah. Why is that even important? I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. Because if I can figure it out, then I'll probably be able to... Wait. Ooh. So, wait. Let me. Wait. You're talking about cardinal points of time. It's noon, midnight, dusk, and dawn. There's going to be 4 points throughout the entire year. There's going to be 4 points where those times actually line up with, like, what I mean is, like, there's a point in time throughout the year where the time's actually accurate. Everything else is just kind of is a variance in between. I know what I'm talking about. I don't know how. I'm trying to find the words. And then it's just a matter of finding the variance, the fluctuations in the variances. It's probably a more accurate way of telling time instead of keeping it always the same. Make it adjustable. Well, stop using the number system. Well, I guess that's the basics. Using a 12-hour clock, like that, those are the basics. That's basic time, right? I'm sure there's ways to get a little bit more in depth with it. Is there a field in time? Is that like an industry, time? Would that be in metaphysics? Where does time exist? I mean, you can't make, it's not a physical thing. It's an idea. Do I want to smoke again? Let's go home. I gotta do shit. And no, what I mean is that there's got to be like a universal time that all the other times are based off of. Oh, is that what UTC is? Universal time? Yeah, like what's a true dawn? True midday? True midnight? Well, okay. True dusk, true dawn. Those would be like the equinoxes and the solstices. We can work with that. Like what I'm saying is that there's a point in time and space where one place it's dawn. It's actually dawn before everywhere else. And I know that being on the East Coast, I kind of like prioritize the East Coast time, but is that the real time? Like what time? What actual time is it? Because I'm gonna start going off of that time. And you know that's funny. That's funny. That's actually something I did before. Someone proposed the idea, and I thought it was a good idea. Like it makes sense in concept. Is to like set your clocks like an hour or two behind. Always. This way you get your day started. Like I think this is kind of dumb, but and I might be butchering it. Maybe that's why it sounds dumb. But the idea is like you set your clocks early. This way you're ahead of everybody else. Did somebody propose that to me, or was that my idea? Because there was a small window of time where I stopped observing daylight savings, and I kept my phone at the regular time, and I was like an hour before everybody else, and that's how I used to explain to myself is like I'm an hour ahead of everyone. And I can see that. I believe that. And those hours ended up fucking stacking up on top of each other. Got me a nice investment. But now I'm thinking like, I love this idea of going off a different time schedule. Why? Why do I have to do these things? I don't know. Why are they coming to me? Fuck. Jeez. Why do I have to do all this stuff? I don't know. For the future. That's why. Nothing I do right now is for right now. Everything I do right now is for tomorrow. Not literally tomorrow, but maybe. Because look at it like this, right? If I know I need to do things, if I know that there's things I want to be doing, but I don't have, right, the training and the tools that I need to make those things a thing. The first thing coming to my mind is like, all right, well, maybe you should get trained in the things. All right, yeah, love that idea. When's enough going to be enough? I don't know. Don't ask a chef when the fucking food's going to be ready. It's done when it's done. And where are you going to get the money for all this? I don't know, use what I got. Till I get more. And how are you going to get more? I'll know when I'm doing it. Oh, I'm getting paid for this now. Okay. So just put myself in the mind frame, in the mindset that I'm getting paid to do my job. This is all work. This is all work time. By the way, this isn't like free time. This is work time. I've been working from the minute I woke up. I was working before that too. I work in my sleep. I work when I'm awake. I work in bed. I work when I'm outside. Every step I take, every breath I make, every word I say, every shit I take is work. See, working for yourself is not like working for somebody else where like you get days off. Like you don't get days off. That's why it's important to do what you love doing. Like it's your job. What do I love doing more than anything else? Being me. So what's the solution to that? Because I can't think of too many places that are going to hire me to be me. Good point. So the solution would be to start a company that's looking specifically for someone who fits my exact criteria. Okay, hired. Yeah, but you're still not saying where the money's coming from. My client base. And who are your clients? People like me. And where are these people? Out there. How do you know? I have faith. And what if you're wrong? that's kind of the thing. It's like I have faith that I'm not wrong. But what if you are? What if your faith is misplaced? Then kind of examine what I possibly did wrong and right, and then see what other people are doing. Luckily, everybody's doing the same thing for the most part, so I mean, that's not... Everyone's offering paid courses on how to do what I do, or pay me and listen to me talk. All right, I like that. Oh, it's a holiday. I keep on forgetting. Happy Memorial Day. Thank you. Not bad. Or, stumped you, didn't I? Well, yeah, not really. I mean, what did you do wrong? Try to be like everybody else. Huh. G.G. Allen's rendition of Dead Flowers. Love this song. I like G.G. Allen. Some acquired taste. I like his spirit. That might be on Wednesday's agenda. I think it's been about a month. Rent's paid. That's all that really fucking matters right now. That's a biggie. Alright, so... let's plan. So if my faith is misplaced, what do I do? Look at what did go right. Where was my... If my faith was misplaced here, does that mean my faith was misplaced everywhere? I try not to get lost in the land of absolutes, which is easy to do, but there's going to be some places where my faith is in the right place. So it's just a matter of letting those things figure themselves out. All right? It's like, It's like, leave it up to God. How you choose to define God? Whatever, I don't give a fuck. But me and Satan are going to keep on doing what we're doing while God does what he does. And in theory, hey man, and in theory, then I mean, it's not just like a singular thing, like it's spread out. I have faith I'm not right in everything. Could be wrong. I could be right about everything. Fuck, I know. It's like, some things you just have to... Some things have to prove themselves, I guess. Hey, Margo. Yeah. Some truths just have to prove themselves. Same with lies.